Hey, welcome to episode 8 of the Levaslier production diary. As usual, you can find a list of topics that we'll be going over in the description down below, but other than that, make sure you skip forward a bit so you don't have to wait for me to set up. Just refresh the page real quick. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Alright, I see it. Good. Alright, cool. Now let's start. Hey, well, wait, hold on. Hey, what's up, survivors? It's Shay from TeamWnJ here to improve your animations and tell your stories. If you're new here, I live stream my progress of Levaslier every Thursday, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to stay notified. If you're not, welcome back. Hey, if you're watching the replay right now, again, skip forward. I'm not kidding. It takes me a little bit of time to set up, just so you can get to all that good stuff. So just jump forward. And also, before I say anything about the stream itself, please read the description. I usually elaborate on the stuff that I say after I do the stream because I've had time to think. Okay, cool. Where is my OBS gone? I almost hit stop streaming by accident. Okay, so we're in Cinema 4D now. In with the stream with me today is Eric, my good mate from uni. Say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Cool. My stream today will focus on mainly lip syncing because y'all know that I'm done with the animation, but I've just had to do all these little details with minor details. I know in the description it says that I'm going to do lip syncing with the FMR Animate RIG. That's semi-true. I mean, the rigs that I use for my animations are all FMR Animate, but the slime rigs are a bit special since their heads aren't human heads, and so the lip syncing for slimes are going to be a bit different than as you would do for humans. I actually need to really optimize my slime rigs because these slime rigs are not operating very well when I put them to the test of lip syncing. So that's something for me to optimize in the future. Cool. Later on, Harry's also going to join us, so prepare to have y'all ears blasted out by like loud laughing. Let's see.
It's a reminder to set your volume to a decent amount of volume so you don't, you know, your guys' eardrums won't be fucked up as ours.
Yeah. Alright, cool. There's 2 people in the stream right now. Hey, it'd be nice to see who y'all are. If you can leave a comment down below, I can see your names. We can have a nice conversation as these streams are supposed to be for. Let me get started with lip syncing. Yeah, so even though I'm not using a human rig to do lip syncing, I think it's still kind of useful to see the entire process of lip syncing, because I use a similar strategy for like all forms of lip syncing, whether it's like human or not. I have on my other screen my Premiere window open, and I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos, and that has basically the rough cut of right here. I'll pull it over. This has the rough cut of the entire animation, and you can see here that I've got all the sound files laid into place. And that's why I do a hardware render first, because once I do the hardware render, I can import all the hardware renders into my timeline and edit it and get all the timing done, then do the final renders. Because then that way I wouldn't like waste 100 hours rendering stuff and then find out there's a small error that I have to go back and fix, and then find out the same errors over and over and over. So now that the basic animation is all done and we've got some fine cuts done and we've got all the voiced lines in, now that we put the voiced lines in, we can start doing lip syncing. Hey Snatch, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you here. These live streams are for us to get to know each other as a community more than it is for me to show off or to make tutorials on animation. So it'd be nice to get to know who you are and, you know, what you guys do in here. How can I help with animation? Even though I'm not really an animator myself. Anyway, the reason these slime rigs are very cumbersome to use is because on the traditional FMR Animate, let me go grab one real quick. FMR Animate. Oops. FMR Animate. On these traditional FMR Animate rigs, you've got these lips that are basically controlled using this one controller. And, you know, you can do all your lip syncing virtually through here. And I know FMR Animate comes with the auto lip sync, but I built that to use for background characters or for very simple speech lines. So if the line is literally kill him, then I would use the auto lip sync because it's just 2 words. It's very easy to match. But in my case right now, he's like saying 3 different sentences, and it's really hard to time everything according to the video as well. So that's why I'm not using the auto lip syncing that I built into FMR Animate. I'm just using the controllers itself. Anyway, you can see how easy this is. It's one button, you move it around, and you opens and closes his mouth. The problem with the slime rig is that I didn't think this through. And I didn't think that you needed all these fancy controls for the lip movement. So what I did was, I made this move the mouth around. And that's, now in hindsight, now that I think about it, this is very rarely used. You would never need to do that, because most of the talking revolves around doing this, right? So you're gonna ask, okay, well, why don't I just do this then? Well, it's simple, because your mouth has more shapes than that. Someone broke down lip syncing into 4 very simple steps. It's whether your mouth is open or closed, or wide and narrow, and that's a combination. Like, you gotta find that combination here. This controls the wide and narrow sort of thing, while this rotation controls the open and close, which is really, really goofy. Like, these controls are not the way I want them to be, and I really need to change this before production for Levaslier actually starts. So thank God I weeded this problem out early. The Animating Lip rig is one of the best rigs, says Snatch. I actually disagree with that. When I was younger, let's say in 2014, I made the first episode of Levaslier on YouTube. I disagree that the Animating Lip rig is the best rig, or one of the best rigs. I'm not gonna use the 2014 Animating Lip rig to compare it to the modern day rigs, because that was 2014, right? But the modern day Animating Lip rig has a lot of features, and it's so complex, and it's so well built. I'm not criticizing Animating Lip, right? His rig is absolutely amazing. I've never seen any other rig like it. Like, not even from a Minecraft perspective, but from a 3D modeling and 3D animation perspective, I've never seen any rig as good as the Animating Lip rig. That being said, though, because it's so packed full to the brim with so many features, a lot of the features, if you think about it, aren't actually useful. So you have stuff like C motion, which is really good, like the auto walk, right? That's very useful for animating background characters, yes. It's not going to be very useful for animating foreground characters. There are other ways to do background characters that don't involve C motion, that involve copying and pasting keyframes or looping them. But I think Animating Lip has really sold the rig there. So auto walk is a great feature for background characters. Okay, what else? A big feature that got me interested in his rig was when he got the eye controller. I can't do it with this one. He got the eye controller. Let me use FMR Animate. And he moved the eyes around, and the head would bend and deform to look around. Now that's all very nice and dandy, but is that your art style? Is that the style that you want to go for? Personally, after seeing that, that looked a bit cartoonish to me. That's just my opinion, and I don't want to use that style because it doesn't fit into what I want to do. So I built my own FMR Animate, and I just did this, right? This is all I need. Secondly, with the Animating Lip rig, it does a lot of things automatically. So if I wanted to move his eyes like that and keep everything still, that would be very, very difficult to do with the Animating Lip rig. You'd have to disable a lot of stuff and then move this, right? You could say, well, the Animating Lip rig allows for more options that you can choose from. Well, how often will you actually use his features? Because if you don't use his features very often, is it really worth spending your money getting the Animating Lip rig, while there are other rigs, like the FMR, that are free and available, and are highly customizable, by the way? Because the FMR Animate that I made is just one of the different variations that you can have. There are many, many variations of the FMR 5 that can do a lot of the stuff that you need, that has extra features that you could use, right? So let me just real quick. I built this feature in, and I rarely use it myself. If you download FMR Animate and you want to have 1.1, and 1.1 is just for me, you will automatically have Smart Move enabled. So Smart Move basically does this. So if you move the leg, the body moves, right? I rarely ever use this feature in animation. The only time this ever comes in handy is if I need to do this, and then this or something for a thumbnail. Like that, right? That's fast. I don't need this for animation at all. I don't touch it at all. It's not useful. And so this isn't one of the selling points for FMR Animate either. FMR Animate is the selling point for FMR Animate is its features built for animation. So the stuff that you will use. We've got proper SSS. This is another thing with the Animator RIG. Animator RIG uses quote-unquote ambient lighting. This is a misunderstanding of SSS. SSS is subsurface scattering. It's what happens when light penetrates your skin. This is why organic materials look organic. So if I search, I'll give you a demonstration off Google real quick. The Minecraft animation community does not understand subsurface scattering and calls this ambient lighting. That's wrong, okay? It's not ambient lighting. It's just not. Certain materials have more subsurface scattering than others. So the hand, for example, has a lot more subsurface scattering. The ears has more subsurface scattering than the face, for example. When you use Animator RIG's rig and you turn on ambient lighting, that basically applies this to everything. I have proper subsurface scattering, and I can use this mask. So I've done a tutorial on how to use subsurface scattering that comes with our rig. But with this, you can set a proper mask, which is included. And so now only the skin parts have SSS, while everything else is not SSS, like it's supposed to be. Cool. I've got breathing and idle, which I think also come along with the Animator RIG rig, but these are right here, and these are really easy to do. I mean, these are all the fundamental options that you need. I'm not focusing on all the extra stuff. I'm just focusing on what you absolutely need. And you know what? The FMR Animate RIG, the FMR 5 rig can do it. The FMR Animate RIG can do it better. I don't see the need to pay money for the Animator RIG rig with a whole bunch of features. Amazing features, by the way. Amazing, like, top-notch features that I will unfortunately never use. That's my opinions on the Animator RIG rig. He's a great guy, by the way. I heard he went on to, like, the guy, Animator RIG himself, he went on to TED to give a speech. So, he's a great guy and he's a genius. His rig is absolutely mind-blowing. But not the rig for me, and not the rig I think many people need. Cool. What was I gonna talk about next? The lip syncing, I've gone over that. Sorry, there was something stuck in my teeth there. I've got a list of topics that I want to talk about. If you check the description right now, there's a list of topics that I'll talk about in this live stream, but if I start talking, I'm not gonna do any work. So, I do want to kind of balance that out a little bit. Let me move on to talking about, how about the updates with the team? Okay, so I'm not sure how long you've been following me, but my team has mainly consisted of 2 people. That's me and Harry. And we're responsible for building all these sets for Levaslier and all that. That's mainly what we do together. I myself, I do all the tutorials on Monday. I do the live streams today. I do the Wednesday videos as well. I do all the animation, all the texturing, I do all the heavy lifting, right? That's not to shut Harry down. Harry is a great support, but like I do all the heavy lifting. That's just a fact. Only recently have we gotten the composer. So if you saw the little like notifications popping up on the bottom of my screen, that's from our composer Yusuf. And so we've grown to having 3 people. But I think now we're trying to expand to 5 people because we've got an audio mixer who's working on the prologue, who's also writing and playing a song for us, as well as a cleanup animator who's one of my greatest friends who does visual effects just like me. Like, because I'm a film editor, so he does visual effects, and we trade tips quite a lot. I'm looking at expanding the team so that we can make another video to kind of narrow down. Okay, do y'all know Levaslier? I think if you follow my channel, y'all know Levaslier. Basically, that's my passion project, and this is what I'm working on right now. It's my web series. But if you watch the promotional video, that 3-minute doco that we made on Levaslier, which you can find, like, literally if you go onto my homepage, right? Let me just go on my website, because it's right there as well. So we made this 3-minute documentary on the production of Levaslier, and it focused a lot on the story of Levaslier, and not about us. So I want to expand the team and try to, actually employ everyone and then make a video talking about us and why we want to make it. What drives us to work on this for 6 straight years, what keeps us going. Because I feel like that could be a really interesting thing that we can talk about and that people can connect to. We've also got a big event coming up on October where this prologue could be shown. Again, I just want to give everyone an update on that. Still no confirmation until the end of August or the beginning of September. So in about 3 or 4 live streams time, you're going to hear an update on whether we get that panel or not. From then on, it's just whatever goes. I personally am not a very social person, and I am quite awkward in social situations, so I'm really trying to work myself up, and this leads us perfectly into the second part of marketing and social strategies. Before I get into that, I just want to double check to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing. So let me show you how I do lip syncing. First of all, we have to listen to our lines. Here's the entire line that I'm lip syncing right now.
Surely you just general. You've described yourself, nothing more.
I'm not sure if y'all heard that, but basically it was, takes a breath there. He goes, surely you jest general.
Yes, general. You've described yourself.
You've described yourself. And I'm only really looking at the specific parts where his mouth will be seen. So we have this breath here. And then we have these lines, and these are all cool. And then he starts his line here. I already got the timing for this down. But watch where his lips goes off screen, because then I don't have to animate that anymore. So it's just...
You've described.
You've described. That's basically it. I don't need to animate your stuff. And the less I have to animate, the better, because I can optimize my time to do other stuff. So it's...
You've described.
You've described. And I can get a rough timing by looking at the timer here, so it's 4:34. I'm just looking at 4:34, that's a second.
You've described.
To 35. Alright, now I'm looking at the frames. That's 14 to 7. So we're looking at around 1 second and... Almost 1 second and half... 1.5 seconds. Almost, right? Let's bring that over. The line, again, is...
You've described.
You've described. And so now we test out with our hands how our mouth moves. Obviously, this is a slime. He doesn't have the proper mouth shape as a normal human does, and so things are different. A good way to... Remember, I broke this down to 4 bits, right? It's open and close, wide or narrow. The first thing we do is figure out open or close. So a good way to do that is to plant your elbow on your table, close your fist, and put your chin on your fist, right? And now when you start talking naturally, because your arm's connected to the table, your head has nowhere to go, and your head naturally bobs up and down. So you want to talk naturally and find out when your head goes upwards, and that's when you know when to move the head. And that's for when we do the head movement like so. As for narrow and close, so put 2 fingers, put your index finger and your thumb on the side of your lips and start talking very, intentionally exaggerate your mouth movements a little bit. So if I were to say the word exaggerate, we can see that the X, you have a wider mouth, and the A is an open wide, jur is a narrow close, rate is a wide close, right? And that's how you figure it out. You go through each syllable, rather. You go through each syllable and you just start animating them per frame. After that, you do a hardware render, chuck it back into Premiere, check the timing, and then adjust as necessary. This is why hardware renders are so important. Cool. Let's get to work. So it's surely you just general. You've described. Okay. So you. Okay. So his head pops up a little bit. It's a closed mouth. Okay. So with the slime rigs, we'll grab this. I think I've already animated this to go to closed mouth. Yep. So that's kind of closed. It's kind of squished in a little bit because there's a limitation with what you can do with slimes. Yep, with the V, it goes back down. Described. This seems to be wide. I think I might have missed that. You've describe. Alright, I think I missed a dis right there. Let's shoot this back a little bit and have this go wide. Whoa. There we go. it looks really strange because you're not used to seeing a slime talk like this. But I actually found a really good way to make them simulate like they're talking. Because even when I'm animating actual people talking, it's not just the mouth that's moving. Especially in animation. A good rule of thumb in animation is to always exaggerate the movement so that it's more clear to the audience what's actually happening. And so what ends up happening is, my guy will talk, so his mouth will move, and then I'll do like a little bit of head bob, just like when we're calculating the up and down movement. A little bit of head bob plus that mouth movement really does a good job at selling that they're talking. That also adds into the concept of weight, which is a principle of animation that many Minecraft animators forget. Weight, for whatever reason, is heavily overlooked, and we need to understand that weight in animation is really, really important. It's the basis of everything in life, and it can't be overlooked. Cool. Looks like everything here is set. Because if we look on the bottom screen, you see where he goes off screen. What'd you say, Eric?
I'll like to also point out that like exaggeration is key for any animation.
For sure, for sure. It's like a lot of people as well criticize animations for using the 12 principles of animation. So here's 2 of the 12 principles. Number 1 is squash and stretch, and number, I believe it's like 7, give or take, is exaggeration, right? For whatever reason, people really like pausing animations in the middle of motion and then criticizing the single frame for being distorted. That's not right, because animations are about the frames in between the keyframes, not the keyframes themselves. Yes, I do want to override this. And so when you pause a frame and you take it out of context and you see, oh, in Naruto, this guy's face gets really stretched out. Lamau, that's bad animation. No, it's not bad animation. They're taking advantage of the illusion of movement using animation by stretching their face out. That's how animation works. Or like when you see someone wind up to do a punch and like their hand suddenly gets bigger and it shrinks as it impacts, for example. No, that's an exaggeration of where the weight is going. He's putting all his weight into his hand when he backs his hand up, and when he stretches his arm forward, all that weight is distributed and it goes into the target. Okay, that's an exaggeration. You can't just say that that's bad animation because the person animating doesn't understand anatomy, right? No, he understands anatomy fully. It's you that doesn't understand proper animation. That's one of the biggest problems within this Minecraft animation community. Nobody bothers learning, or either they don't bother learning, or they feel like everything can just be done willy-nilly. And that's just not how it's supposed to work. That's the problem with allowing access to software for free. Like, once you make software readily available for everyone, that's when I believe you begin seeing a degrade in quality. Unfortunately so. I mean, that's just the sad reality. That happens with everything, right? You give non-filmmakers a camera, and you tell them to shoot a film, right? They're gonna shoot some crap film. That's just the reality of how things work. All right, cool. I've done the lip sync. Let's see how it works before we do a retiming.
Surely you just, General. You've described yourself.
All right, so there's a big mistiming right here. Surely look good.
Surely you just, General.
And another thing is that like exaggeration, or like for example, if you guys look at Tom and Jerry or like any cartoons like Looney Tunes and stuff, they just use exaggeration as comedy, and you know nobody kind of points it out because you know it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. I think back then as well, people were. I think back then you couldn't pause, and so nobody really noticed it either. And I
could say that.
Yeah, kind of, maybe, I don't know. But no, it's true. What you said is true. You can absolutely use that as a comedic thing. It's more than that though, because it also helps convey like movement and weight. We've grown up and we've like, it's very. Hold on, I'm trying to figure something out here. It's very in tune with us to know what animation is just by looking at it. Like, okay, that sounds really obvious. But had the human race developed to see 30 frames a second as still pictures instead of motion, like if that didn't fool our brain, that 30 pictures in 1 second gives us the illusion of motion, then I think that we'd have a lot bigger problems with animation, just because we're looking at still pictures, right? If you took a second out of your favorite animation and you watched all 30 frames, but they all took a second to pass, then it wouldn't look like it's moving, and you could critique each image individually. But that's not how human race works. That's not how animation works. We don't pause and look at a single frame. We look at things in motion, in context, as they're supposed to be looked at. Don't get me wrong, though. If you take a single frame out of an animation and it looks funny, it's damn funny. Like, it is really funny when you see badly drawn people. Oh, I think I may have made a mistake. No, I'm good. Okay, so what I've just done is that I've realized that the word general here, or, the words you just general are heavily slowed and mistimed.
Just general.
So I'm going to push everything back using the animation timeline, just literally forcing everything back. Unable to write file because Premiere Pro is using it. That's cool. I'm just going to close this off. And re-render here. What's on the next list of things to say? I'm going to go through my entire list real fast again. I've already gone through the plans to remake the video. Let's see. Marketing and promotional strategy. Right. Okay. So I recently spoke to my web marketing guys, and I think it's official now. I can say this. I'm not so much partnering up as in like we aren't professionally working together, but it's like a deal. So I'm a video editor, a film editor, video editor, whatever. I help them make videos, and they help me promote my content and like give me strategies to promote my content. This company that I'm working with is called Mad Scientist Digital. These guys are great guys. I've been working with them for a few weeks now, and things have been going smoothly. But the meeting I had today, we talked about potential strategies of growing the channel. And so now it's time for me to step into kind of a danger zone, in my opinion. As someone who is very introverted, like I'm talking about me, I don't like going out. I don't like doing social events. I like staying home, sitting with Cinema 4D, After Effects, or Premiere Pro, working. That is what I want to spend my life doing. Unfortunately, reality doesn't like that idea. And so if I want to get Levaslier to work professionally as a source of income, they suggested that it's a good idea for me to start going to physical live meetup events and start meeting people there. The thing about growing on YouTube and growing an audience here is that I'm getting thousands of views every day, but only like one person will stay and subscribe. That's the reality of YouTube, right? Sometimes the numbers may be even like higher for you, but for me it's like 1 to 1,000. If I go to a live meetup and say there's 40 people, we reckon that the odds are around 50%. So if I go to a meetup of 40 people, and I talk about this idea, and I talk about myself as well, and why I want to do it, I may be able to get 20 people interested real fast. So if I go to 2 events every week, and say for example each event has 40 people, that has the potential to net me 40 people. Even better is that if I go to the right events, and I go to events with sponsors or people or investors, right? I don't need the 40 people. I need the one person who can invest in my project and give me money. So, physical events, they need to happen as much as I hate physical events. So if I can do it, y'all can do it, because I need to swallow my goddamn pride and just step outside the door. Let's listen to how this sunk up. I can't hear any sound. I think there's a bug with Premiere Pro 2018 where I have to solo and unsolo the track for it to be heard.
I could attest to that.
Do you have it as well?
Yeah, in the school.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Surely you just general.
I think,
Surely you just general.
it's still being delayed.
You've described yourself, nothing more. You've described yourself.
Okay, everything is being delayed. That's fine. I'll just shove everything back. Let's grab this. First of all, let me shrink this even further with the general line. I'm going to push that back by a frame as well. Whoop, that's 2 frames. It's all about the timing. For the illusion of lip sync to come through, it's all about the timing. Hey, I've just noticed that there's 5 people in the live stream. Hey, it'd be great to see who you are. If you could leave a comment just so we can start a conversation, that'd be absolutely perfect, because this is what these live streams are. These live streams aren't for me to teach you how to animate. That's what my Monday lessons, my Monday tutorials are for. These live streams are for me to get to know my community and just see what y'all are up to and what I'm up to, just to give y'all updates on Levaslier as well. It'd be great to see who you guys are, so leave some comments. Let's have a conversation. What's going on here?
Before people make any misconceptions, the reason why I'm in like this live stream and like just slowly partnering up with Julian is not because of like, how do you say?
What are you looking for?
Like I don't want like people to like treat me like I'm like a main member in the team. I'm just kind of like an honorary member because
Yeah.
sometimes Julian needs
an
help.
honorary member. There you go. Yeah. He ain't an employee.
Yeah, like,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm not paid. So like an honorary member. So like when Julian needs help in like film stuff, so like I could just sometimes help him and like kind of develop his ideas a bit more. But like it's only when he is stuck at situations. So just putting that out there. So hope you guys understand that.
I think we have a lot of honorary members stepping in and out lately. It's cool though, just to get to work with different people, and I think it's really necessary.
Yeah.
We have Rage Crafters Studios in the stream. Hey, what's going on? Let's see how this worked out. I hope the lip sync at the end is gonna be a bit funny. I can see that as a potential problem.
Surely you just general. You've described yourself, nothing more.
Let's see.
You've described yourself.
Okay, this is still like
You've
badly
described yourself. Surely you just general.
That's strange.
Surely you just general.
I feel like Premiere needs a quick refresh, so I'm just gonna close that off. Let's try that again. Okay.
Surely you just general. You've described.
It still feels very delayed.
Surely you just general. You've described yourself. Surely you just general.
Could it just be
just general.
the computer, since you're both live streaming
You've
and
described yourself.
Premiere Pro and also
No, I feel like
Cinema
that's
4D
just
at the
me
same
not
time?
timing it properly.
Surely. Surely.
Alright, I'm gonna offset Surely by a little bit so we can push everything back. I can actually do a calculation on the exact amount of frames that are needed for this to sync up properly. So it starts from...
Surely.
Let's find the peak of when this goes down. Okay, so at this frame, this is the 3214.
You just general.
The end of that line is 3323. 23. And so 32 to 33, that's 1 second. 1 second equals 24 frames, so let's do 24 there. And 24 minus 14 is 10. 10 to... Oh, that's the wrong sign there. So it's, hold on, it's back 10 frames. So it's 23 minus 10, that's 13. 24 plus 13 gives us 37. Let me just double check my math there. That's 1 second there. 24. Yeah, 10. Okay, yeah. So that's 37 frames divided by 2 because I'm working in a 12 frame rate timeline. Not by 12, by 2. So it's 18.5 frames forward. So we find the lowest part of his lip here. Right here. Well, we move forward 18.5 frames. Or in, we'll just have to round this to 19 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I know why it's wrong, because I forgot this one keyframe. There we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. Cool. We'll just have to bring everything back from here as well. Again, lip syncing is a lot of trial and error. You can never get it perfect on the first try. It's very difficult to get it perfect on the first try. Especially in a complex lip sync like this. Did I say voice acting or did I say lip syncing? I feel like I said the wrong thing.
You potentially
But yeah, I might have said voice acting. Whoops. Cool. Oh, actually, dude, Eric, what are you doing for the next few days? Like,
I need to actually finish one of my assignments for documentary.
oh, right, yeah, you're making that documentary. Right. That's true.
No, like another one.
Another one? What do you mean?
It's like a mini activity assessment for like the class.
Oh,
It's not my main one.
wait, is it... Wait, what? Which one is it then?
It's the Naga
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that was disgustingly fun. Okay, cool.
Don't spoil it to me.
Yeah, no,
I'm
because
just
I
gonna
was...
try to.
I was wondering if anyone would be available to plan a reshoot for that, for the Levaslier documentary. I'm thinking of actually doing a doco for it this time, like a 2 to 3 minute doco, just on the creators of Levaslier. So me and Harry, which would be cool. I also want to get some words from like Yusuf and whatnot, just so that everyone can get to know who the team is behind this project.
I wonder how we're gonna do that.
We'll have to discuss this a bit further.
Yes.
Let's see how this chunk up.
We should.
Surely you jest, General. You've described yourself. Nothing.
Okay, so now we see that it's too fast.
Surely you jest, General.
Is it too fast? Hold on.
Surely you jest, General.
No, it's still too slow.
Surely you jest, General. You've described yourself.
Okay, it's still too slow. Unbelievable.
What's still so slow?
Hey, welcome to the stream. Harry just joined the stream. I'm lip syncing right now. And the lips move too slow compared to the voice.
Ah.
I've already been speeding it up a lot. Seems like we gotta speed it up more. Harry, I've posted a list of the topics that we'll go over in the stream.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay,
I saw.
cool. I've already gone. I don't mind repeating the topics because we always do anyway. Because there's just not enough topics to cover in a 3-hour live stream. So. Anyway, I haven't touched the bottom subject at all. The why being an animator involves knowing more than animation. I feel like I could get into that a bit later.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, dear Lord.
So you got through pretty much everything.
Yeah, as
Until...
in typical Che fashion, I eliminated all of my targets within 2 seconds. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're never really out of topics
And...
as long as viewers are engaging, I don't think we're gonna ever run out of topics, just because
Yeah.
we can keep a conversation going. That's why I
True,
feel like having a
yes.
conversation is really that like important.
Yeah. Right.
Oh right, since you're here, I need to re-update you on the remember that big event coming up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get news of it on late August or early September.
Yep. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, that's when I'll get confirmation.
Yep. Cool.
And the event will take place in October, for anyone wondering. Oh, one more thing. I'm planning to. I've spoken with the web marketing guys today.
Yeah.
And we plan to reshoot that Patreon video, but featuring. Okay, so here's the current Patreon video. It's about Levaslier, the project, and what Levaslier is.
Yep.
The advice that I received is to focus less on what Levaslier is, but rather focus on the people making Levaslier. That's
Okay.
me, you, and Yusuf. Because we are the three. Well, yeah, we're the three quote unquote
Main
employees
contributors.
of
Yeah.
TeamWnJ, right? And
Yeah,
so
right.
when I get back to Hong Kong, I want to see if we can shoot something as well. We're gonna start. I think I'm
Employees
gonna
matching
plan a
for-
reshoot on my end in Australia first, and then when I fly over to Hong Kong, we'll plan a shoot with you. And then for Yusuf, I think I'll just get him to film himself on his phone or something.
All right. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll compile that into a 2 to 3 minute documentary again. Just
Yeah. Compile it to be like about us or something.
yeah. I
Yeah.
figure out how to distribute it, but that would be a much stronger promotional video than what the project is. Because to find backers, like yeah, I've very clearly established what the project is, right? Because I've done a lot of branding stuff.
Yeah.
But the connection here, the way we get people to crowdfund is if we can build a human connection, so that the people paying us understand that we too are people and we need, and this is what we're doing because we have a passion.
Right.
And it's not just here's a cool project that I made in my bedroom. Check it out, Lamal.
Mm.
Also, to include more
Yeah.
of the team just makes everything feel more professional. It's not like
Sure. Yeah.
it's not like I'm the only guy here making Game of Thrones. It's 3 people. You stand a better chance.
Surely
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
You've
3 heads are
destroyed-
better than 1. Am I right?
Surely you
You should just do like a Patreon shout out in that documentary, but like replace the Patreon supporters with honorary members.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, but like you should still add like the Patreon, like top payers like in a section.
Yeah, I really should. I'm gonna include
Haven't you been
Patreon
doing
supporters
that?
on like all videos.
You should.
Thought you've been doing that. Actually, you haven't.
Nah.
Yeah.
Until I push my
Yeah, you
Patreon.
actually should do that.
Until I get more names on my Patreon, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Mm.
With the other website that I was planning to crowdfund on, I think I'm gonna hold that back for now. Because if I try to force some funds in, it's really not gonna. Like, I don't need the $200, so I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So you're just gonna screw that idea out?
I'm gonna focus on
For
what's
now?
really important, and that's getting this prologue done, showing it at the event, and boosting my Patreon. Because that crowdfunding platform doesn't help keep a consistent wage income coming to me. I want
Yeah,
TeamWnJ to be an entertainment company that makes multiple different shows, Levaslier being one of them. That's how I see TeamWnJ going in the future. One of TeamWnJ as a company, a source of income, will be through Patreon. So that's more important than funding one small project that I don't even need the money for.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're at.
Surely you just General.
We'll just have to wait till the point where you have access, and just be like, I wonder what we can do with this. Maybe another show.
Yeah. I've been thinking of
Yeah, you
shows.
could totally spin it off.
I don't want to just work on Levaslier because, like, as a creative person, I like writing shows and I like watching shows. So
Yeah, you could even do like a futuristic Minecraft stuff that you were talking about.
I don't want to do
while
another
ago.
Minecraft show. I could, like, I really could, but I want to do like a real life show as well.
Yeah, that too. But
I had a really good
yeah,
idea, but it
I
slipped my
remember.
mind.
Yeah.
Right. It was
For
like
what?
the
For life?
So you follow this character and he's like the chosen one, and so he meets
Right.
like he gets his house burned down or whatever, so he wants to get revenge and he starts training and he finds the big evil and like he has to go fight the big evil as the chosen one. So he's the only one who can kill that big evil. Twist: he's not actually the big evil. The one who's been teaching him is the big evil, and he's lured the protagonist into dying so that he can claim all the glory. Or something along those
I
lines.
don't feel like.
Twist.
I don't feel
Wait,
like
second
spilling
twist.
your-
Second twist.
What?
He is not the great hero either. The actual great hero is now hunting for the person who did this to who killed the quote unquote protagonist. Turns out that the mentor was the big villain all along, and now the big hero is coming for him. The actual great hero is coming for him.
Sounds like how Harry Potter tried to made Harry the chosen one, but it's really not.
Yeah. Anyway, no, that was like me at 5 a.m. drinking alcohol, being high. So.
Yeah, imagine you actually make the show like that, and people will just reference this current stream.
He was high as fuck. If I ever make a mistake
boy,
and
is
someone
the
goes,
story
"Was
great?"
the writer
Yeah.
high?" Yes. Yes, I was.
Surely you just general.
Don't let them finish the
You
question.
described
Just say yes.
Yeah.
What are you high on? Edge?
Oxygen. Don't forget, guys, 100% of people who breathe oxygen die. Oxygen is the #1 cause of death. Whoa, what happened there?
Surely you just general. You've destroyed.
Why is it still...
Surely you just general.
Oh my god.
General. You've the.
Wait, am I messing something up here? I feel like I'm doing something dumb that I don't.
You potentially could, but I'm not sure.
No one's ever sure.
I feel like I'm reading the wrong file. No, that's the right file. This doesn't seem right to me. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing now. Wait, hold on. That's not right. I'm gonna drag this over to the other screen real quick. Hold up. Wait, where's... Thank you. Ah, Premiere froze up on me.
General. You've described yourself.
Oh. I realize what I've done now. Split the keyframes up the wrong way.
Hmm.
Okay, so this stays here. All these move back here. This can probably shrink too. I think it's just starting over for this again, because I think I messed something up big time. This stuff happens, yo. Fuck. I see that there's 5 people in the stream right now. Again, would be nice to see what you guys are doing as well. If you could leave a comment, just like questions, whatever, just get some conversation going. That'd be really nice. Let's see if... Oh god, my stomach's trying to kill me. Ah.
What, cramp?
Yeah, no, like, this thing's been happening to me recently where, like, I'm trying to sleep or I'm trying to eat or I'm trying to, fuck. I'm trying to, like, do something on my computer. And either my stomach or something inside my body starts shaking. Like, it starts shivering so hard that my body actually, like, moves. It's like a spasm, but it's not really. Either way, it's really annoying because I'm trying to select one specific object on like cinema or something, and my hand starts shaking because like my body's just spaz. Probably not very healthy, but you know.
Yeah.
If I ever die, it's probably a stroke. Do you remember that picture of my hand that I posted on Facebook? Harry.
Wait, I'm lagging. Sorry.
Did you see that picture of my hand on Facebook?
Again.
Hello?
Yeah.
I think he's dead. Hold up. I'll just wait for him to reconnect.
Yeah. That hole.
No, he's back.
Yeah, that hole, right?
Yeah, someone's
Hello?
Wait, is he back or not?
Ah.
He's back a while back.
No, I don't think so.
Fuck me.
No, he's not.
Yeah. I accidentally clicked Steam and it started updating fucking thousands of KB, so I'm lagging.
Ah.
Yeah. Just wait a bit.
Just cancel it.
About the hand, it's the one with the hole on the hand, right?
there's a hole in my hand. For anyone who doesn't have me on Facebook or doesn't know my Facebook, there's a hole in my hand. Like there's literally just a hole, a tiny little dot on my hand. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's been there for several years. It doesn't itch, doesn't hurt. It's just a hole. Don't know what it is. And so I was like, I'll just take a picture of this since it's been here for a while and I haven't really cared about it. I posted on Facebook I'll be like, anyone know what this is, Lamal? And as expected, the first result is you've got cancer. So I was like, oh, okay, I can take that joke a bit further. I go, no, I thought it was a stroke. Some people appreciate my humor. Other people laugh at me.
Some people, yeah.
You should have started off with that saying a tiny hole, not just I have a hole in my hand. That's pretty outrageous.
Well, to be fair, it is a hole in my hand. That is an accurate description of what it is.
Yeah, it's just not the size, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine, fair enough.
It's right. Yeah, but it's right. You're not wrong. There is a hole.
Yeah, you're right. It is on my right hand. What?
A very tiny hole,
you're
but
right.
still a hole.
Right, a hole, but like...
Yeah, it's still a hole, dude.
I guess, okay, whatever.
Ho, ho, motherfuckers.
I didn't know Samuel L. Jackson was in the stream.
Okay, so here you go. Surely you... The head movement there is really awkward.
Sorry, I'm just scrolling down your feed. Fucking strung AF.
Oh, I know why everything's still being mistimed. It's because everything was locked. No? Wait. The keyframes weren't moved the way they're supposed to be moved. Okay, there's all those. What? Okay. I'm confused. Hold on. Contrary to popular belief, I too can be confused and stuck in technical issues.
Hey, you did specify a tiny hole.
I did specify tiny hole. I did.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I was half like this, but it's much bigger.
What?
Reading one of the comments on the picture.
Amazing. For anyone who doesn't know,
I
I
was
run
half
a I help admin this Facebook group called Minecraft Animation, and for whatever reason, the people that go to that group don't speak English very well, and that's all cool. Like y'all can come here and practice your English. I'm fine with that, but you can't deny that some of the results you get, like, so to enter the group, you gotta hit that join button and then go answer these 3 questions. So that I can review it and then I can let you in, right? The first question is what do you think of Minecraft animation? And for whatever reason, people really like answering that question and then ignoring the other 2. And they don't just answer it by saying, oh, I like Minecraft animation, or oh, it's shit, as you would expect. No. The answers usually are, hi. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know if they misunderstood the question, or if they just don't know what to do. If they, like, what prompts someone to say hi upon being asked a question?
English is not their first language, maybe?
Maybe, but
Okay,
like...
if you get asked a question, you don't answer with hi.
Dude, you reminded me of that that Vine with the black dude on the side of the mountain and the lady with the phone. Hi. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
thing is that if English is not their first language, that means they will obviously have a hard time guessing or knowing what the question is in the first place. So that's why they probably said hi.
Yeah, but what's weird is that the
Counter
group is English. Like, it's supposed to be for English people. I've written in the rules, try to keep everything in English. I know, like, I specifically said, I know that not everyone is good at English, but take this as an opportunity to practice your English. I specifically say that.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't even read that.
Yeah.
But how are they finding the group, though? That's what I'm like really like questioning.
They probably got recommended it.
Recommended it, or they actually know how to search the word Minecraft.
Yeah.
Maybe Minecraft is a
Only the
universal
word
word
Minecraft.
for block game.
Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I also like admin a page in Facebook, and it's like a phone game, sort of online code register.
Okay.
And like I also have these like kind of like when people wants to join, they have to answer the questions, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Did he DC? What happened?
when they answer it, right?
Yeah.
You would get some that are like a hi, sort of online. And then, but then like when they actually like when someone actually accepts them, some people have the audacity to do this, right? Write it in the post and say, "What game is this?" So I'm like, I have to like go to my other admins and just like, okay, who the fuck just accepted this bastard? It's one of you bitches. Like, holy shit.
I had you when you said Sword Art Online, you reminded me. The first question is, why do you like Minecraft animation? I had a guy go Minecraft.
Is this like a Bloody Mary thing where you say the word 5 times?
You say it 3
or
times and you
it
somehow
just
get
comes? Yeah.
Mommy won't buy me Minecraft,
okay.
so I'm gonna go do a demonic ritual and summon the game.
I can potentially give you
I'm
some
gonna
like,
summon myself to the Minecraft world.
I'll give you
fuck
some
this
examples
place.
like right now.
Alright, come again?
I'll give you some examples right now because like there's probably
Oh,
some
sure.
examples.
Sure, yeah. Yo, mate, you wanna hop into Minecraft later?
Potentially, if I'm done with the lap, not the lap syncing,
Alright.
the lip syncing.
Okay, so here's the 3 questions, right? It's what is the name of the game of this game? Question 2, do you know how to read a pin post? And question 3, are you clear to obey the rules within the pin post? So those are the 3 questions.
Okay.
Right, and
some of the answers.
One of them I just found is what is this? What is the name of this game? Sword Online IF.
Is that right?
No, IF is like another game. Integral Factor is another game.
okay.
Oh, this one. This is kind of funny. Kind of gets it correct for the first one. What's the name of this game? SAO.
Okay.
All right, pass. Do you know how to read the pin post? No. Are you clear to obey the rules of the pin post? Yes. I'm like,
Amazing.
Esper.
Dude, you know what I should do? I should make it, I should make the first question, can you read English?
Yes.
And then see if they reply no.
They reply, hi.
Hi. Okay.
Okay. I found one. I don't know if this is like personally like trolling. What is the name of this game? PUBG.
PUBG.
Do you know how to read the pin post? I don't know. Are you clear to obey the rules within the pin post? Yes. I think that's trolling.
I think that's trolling.
Another
Speaking
one.
of, dude, speaking of PUBG, apparently there in Chinese, PUBG is called eat chicken.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, because when you win, it's winner winner chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I didn't know
This next
too.
one
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
shows how much we know
My,
about video games and shit.
Yeah. This next one is like, what is the name of the game? I want to play.
I want to play. I should have kept a record of all the funny ones that I got, but most of them would be hi, or like something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
look,
much.
Okay. Great segue, Julian.
Yeah.
What is it? What is this name of the game? Hi.
Hi. Why do people do that? Why?
Dude, imagine it's the same person.
No, but like the thing is, I think Eric and I are right when we think that these people don't speak English for a first language. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Okay, but why do they respond with hi? What?
Of all things.
What? Yeah, hi. Like I think. Okay, you can be
yes,
like, okay,
with
so let's think about the logic here. It's like so they can't speak English, they can't write it, and they're just guessing what it says. Have they never joined a Facebook group before that asks them questions? Like, how many people in the question box says, hello, how are you doing? Have a good day. And you have to answer all 3 of those questions. Those aren't even questions. Like, what?
Right.
But the thing is that like they could have done it before, but in their own language. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
but you would
Facebook
know that
is
it's a
not only
question.
English.
You would know it that like, what question do you respond with hi? Like, hello is
None.
not a question, it's a statement. What do you respond hi with? Hey man, how are you doing? Hi. Like, even that doesn't work.
Surely you just general.
It's true.
You've described yourself.
What do you think of the movie? Hi.
One side of me like feels bad for laughing at them as their admin, but like, it's funny. I don't care. It's like, you can't deny that it's funny.
Yeah.
But like,
Okay.
it's all right for me because it's like the game is actually shutting down. So like
Oh.
So like there are just people that just want to join in, but like I just don't want to accept them and just like break their like expectations.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and like most of their questions for like the first one, it's like, what is this game? They always like name the other ones.
Hollow
it's-
Fragment, Fatal Bullet.
No. It's not that. It's just the other phone games that Sword Art Online has made. But the thing is that Sword Art Online Code Register is the very first phone game.
Right.
Then it's Memory Defrag, and then it's Integral Factor, right?
Yeah.
They all
Right.
three have different gameplay styles.
Okay.
But like, apparently, no one outside of Japan would know what Code Register is unless you've been there from the start back in 2014.
You brought up a really good point. Some people don't know that Google exists, and that pissed me off. Like, I'm in several groups.
That too.
I'm in several groups for Minecraft, Cinema 4D, Redshift, motion graphics, film editing, stuff like that. The stuff that I do in real life, right? Some people go on the Cinema 4D Facebook page, not the official one, like the fan ones, and they go, how do I make a light in Cinema 4D? Dude, literally type that into Google. What? Why are you asking that on Facebook? Like, Facebook is for you to share your content, not ask a simple question. Like, what? Why do they not put it on Google? I don't understand. Do they not know that
It's like
Google
asking
exists?
It's like asking how to break a block in Minecraft.
Yeah. Also, like right now, here's a perfect situation. On the stream, I hit a button and there's something on my timeline that I don't know what it is. I'm not going to go on Facebook and search like, what do I do with this? I'm going to go onto Google. I'm going to type in Cinema 4D, what is this called? This is the render picture viewer, right? Cinema 4D picture viewer keyframe D. And I'm going to see what results that gives me. It's like, I don't... What? Sometimes you get a really complex question. That's fine, right? Like, in my scenarios, when I'm doing visual effects stuff, let's say I need to make a brick turn into a pancake and then turn into a name, okay? I can't Google that because it's not, like, it's too specific. So then, then you break it down into how to make a pancake, how to make a wall, how to make your name in Cinema 4D. And then maybe there's no tutorial on how to turn a cake to a pancake, and you can't figure it out because you're not experienced. Then you go to the cinema. Then you go to Facebook, right? Because then that's a very specific question that's only relevant to you.
Right. But then, like, I also have a theory where they think that once they join the group, that literally limits everything to everyone else. So like they can potentially get like faster answers than them searching through page after page after page after page in Google. That's my just theory behind like why people do say like
how often do you have to go to page 2? How often do you have to go to page 2 on Google if you're not searching for porn?
Yeah, that's why that's a pretty dumb logic, but I can see people actually thinking that.
Because when you post stuff like that on Facebook, like how do I make a light in Cinema 4D? You're gonna get out of the 10,000 people in the group.
First fucking page.
Out of the 10,000 people in that group, 99999 people will facepalm. Like it's just a guy who posted that I think it's a good idea, or like the specific people who posted. Everyone else looks at that, facepalms, and goes, "Why don't you put that into Google?" Like I don't get it. It's gonna take us a lot longer to reply because we're so busy face palming rather than replying.
That you don't have any hands to reply anyways. You're both face palming.
Yeah, everyone's face palming. We're so busy face palming we don't actually reply. That's so true.
Surely you jest, General.
And then we just go on.
Okay, cool. I got a lot of lip syncing matching well. It's just this middle line.
Surely you
I
jest,
do have that
General.
one image that, if I could find it, actually has relevance to what we're talking about.
Oh yeah?
If I can find it.
Hey, looks like someone just joined the live stream. It'd be great to see who you guys are. If you could leave some comments, let's try to get a discussion going in the comments below. Not the comments below. What am I talking about? The chat on the side of the screen, because this is a live stream. So, yeah, it'd be great to get into some conversations with you guys, catch up on what you guys are doing. These live streams are what it's all about, getting to know the community, and less about me showing off my skills in cinema. These are just, this is just a backdrop for you guys to watch.
just sent it to you guys.
Where?
Discord.
Ah.
Oh.
If you're smart enough to comment the question, you're smart enough to Google the answer. Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah.
Pop it into Google.
Yeah.
Like okay, and then there's another thing, right? Let's say you want to do a loop selection in Cinema 4D, but you don't know what loop selection is called. And so you search on Google, how do I do the circle selection on the big face in Cinema 4D? And that doesn't yield any results because Google has no idea what you're talking about. Nobody ever writes that. Okay. And then you put that into Facebook, and still nobody has no idea what you're talking about. You put that on Facebook, you get a better result because people can go like, what are you talking about? Right? But, hey, there's this thing called a manual that comes with whatever you buy. You spend $1,000 buying Cinema 4D and you don't even read the manual? Or you spend, you pay a monthly subscription for the Adobe Suite and you don't read the manual that teaches you exactly what you need to do and the terminology to do something? Come on. The manual's right there. Like, it's not even like flip open the book. No, it's a digital manual that comes in like all your programs. I know in Cinema, if I have a problem, I don't know what something is doing, I right click and I go show help. That brings up the manual and tells me exactly what that is. Like, what? Mind-boggling how people don't do that.
Surely you just general. You've described yourself.
I mean, to be fair,
Surely you just general.
okay. When I play like
Surely
console
you
games
just
or any type
general.
of games that are not English,
Just general.
I don't read the manuals.
Usually you don't have to. I don't usually read the manuals for anything either. Because I don't have to
Yeah,
read the
neither
manuals.
do I.
I'm smart enough to figure shit out myself.
Yeah, right.
That's true, but like when like you're literally stuck on a game that is like on a different language, but like you know that like when they're gonna port it to overseas, it's gonna take a while, but you want to play it now, and you're
Yeah.
stuck, and like your only hope is to search like a wiki that is on the same language that you're playing as, then you're kind of fucked. That's what I usually come across. So there's like always trial and error in most of those games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
trial and
you
error
still
gets
don't go
places.
posting that on Facebook, do you?
Exactly.
In a way, if
It's like rare
if-
situations I would expect, because that's when I post questions on Facebook, it's very specific, and I don't actually expect an answer. Like I never expect an answer when I do that. Like when I post something onto Facebook, I usually attach a story to it. So let's say my question is pancakes falling from the ceiling. How do I make pancakes fall from the ceiling Cinema 4D is what I would do in Google. On Facebook, it would be like, oh, the other day I had a dream of when I woke up and pancakes fell through my ceiling. Does anyone know how to do that in Cinema 4D Lamal? That's the way I put it on Facebook because it's Facebook is social media for entertaining people, not for asking questions. Oh dear.
but like in a way, like you could put that in a sense where in Facebook you can
Surely you just general.
no sorry not Facebook
You just wrote-
put it on Google instead of like
Just general.
writing what you actually want as a result. You could
You
just
general. Surely
go step by
just
step
general.
of like how you
describe yourself.
want it to look like. So if you don't know, if
Describe
you want, if you
yourself.
know the result of your thing, but like you have an idea of how to
Oh
start it.
yeah,
but
that
don't
too.
know how to start it,
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's when you
Yeah.
go to Facebook because you need live people to break that down because you can't do that in Google. That's not possible. Oh dear.
I would suggest heading to your next few points now.
I should.
wanna
I'm just
get
taking a breather because
points
I've been
out.
talking for an hour straight and yelling into the microphone. Oh, what day is it? Oh,
Fair.
what day is it? I'm live streaming and I go, what day is it? Amazing. Cool.
No, right? You stick.
Yeah, I really should get into my next topic. Why being an animator involves more than knowing animation. I'm wondering how I should start tackling this. Because I know personally for me, I'm not just an animator. Everyone who's followed me for an extended period of time knows that I'm a film editor and I'm a visual effects artist. Animation comes second to me. What they don't know is that I'm also the writer, director, producer of Levaslier. What they don't know is that I also do slating in real life. Like slating, continuity, fight choreography, colorist, like color grading. I do all that sort of stuff. Those are the roles I don't tell anyone about because they're not significant roles to me. Like, yeah, okay, writing an entire web series is pretty significant, but like not to me from a professional standpoint. It's not. So I don't mention that to anyone. So naturally, having all these roles attached to me, I have to do a lot more than just know how to animate. That being said, though, doing all these roles actually help me animate. They don't help me animate in the sense that I get better at using Cinema 4D. No, the only way I get better at using Cinema 4D is if I use Cinema 4D. Give me 2 seconds, let me listen to this.
Surely you jest, General. You've described yourself, nothing more.
Cool, the lip sync is done for that one scene. Finally, we can move to the next scene. No, Cinema 4D gets me better at Cinema 4D. What does doing directing help me, how does that help me animate? Okay, everyone who makes an animation is an artist or a storyteller, right? You're trying to get a story across. And as a storyteller, you have a responsibility to be telling a good story. And I think directing really helps with that. Here's an example. I had to work with the voice actor for Levaslier, which is the guy you're seeing right now. And to do that, it's not as simple as going up to him, giving him the script, and saying, hey, read these lines for me angrily. No. You gotta spend hours in a workshop with him. And these are tips I'm getting from actual directors, right? You gotta spend time. You gotta say, okay, so here's the character you play. You play Levaslier. He's the father of the protagonist of this entire web series. What else? Harry almost caught me there. Thank you. He hosts a big slime camp. He's the owner of a big slime camp, and he's a really crucial part to the rest of the story. He plays the role of the mentor for Levaslier. Okay, that like I give him a much longer explanation on that, so I give him all that information, and he goes, okay, now I'm starting to understand who Arkosh is. And then you try out some lines. You say, you try to get the voice right. Of course, you have to just say like the voice right. So you can't. If he starts doing this voice, then it's not right. You gotta tell him that stuff. Like that's obvious, right? And then you start delving into his personality. Who is Arkosh? You know what he does. You know who he is in the story. You know how important he is. What is he? He's a confident leader. He's not afraid. He wants to fight, but no. Right? Let me take that back. He has to fight, but he doesn't want to. He is a very powerful fighter who has a very calm mind, a very confident mind. He's never really panicking. Okay. You give all that to the actor, and the actor goes, okay, now I will adjust my voice to that character. I mean, that's simple. Like, an aggressive character, if Arkosh were to be an aggressive, a guy that punches everything in sight, you'd start speaking like this because you're so angry all the goddamn time. But he's not. He's calm. He's composed. And when you start doing that, you get a different voice coming out. So that's something that you got to talk to about to the actors. How does that help with animation? Well, because once you figure out who the character is, what he does, and how he acts, how he thinks, the animation is also different, much like the voice, right? I've mentioned this very briefly in my video on how to make a walk cycle. A confident character does not walk the same way as a weak character. A weak character has hunched shoulders. He bends over a lot. He looks down to the ground because he doesn't want to lift his chin up. He's scared. He's scared of being exposed, and so he covers himself up. He's really tight-knit, doesn't want to expose himself. A confident character doesn't mind exposing himself. His chest is pumped up. His chin is lifted up into the air. He doesn't care. He has nothing to worry about. He's confident. He can walk straight in a straight line very confidently. His arms are a lot looser. He can swing around a lot more just because he's not worried. different characters act in different ways. That has to be reflected in your animation as well as your acting. So yes, directing actually helps with your animation. That's just one of the stuff. That's just one of the roles that are related to me that help me with animation. Of course, there's a lot more to add on with that. I'm gonna take a pause right here so I can drink. Anything you guys want to add?
What I want to add is like to that question itself, why being an animator involves knowing more than animation. You can replace that with literally anything. Why being X involves knowing more than X. So you could just input that into what you guys are doing and start from there. So like if you think that running a company is just bossing people around, then you probably are not running the company correctly. So you should need to know. Guys need to know like what encompasses of running a company, like that.
Running a company is actually quite a different story because there's a saying that goes, every company needs a CEO. This is why I'm stressing out recently, because I want to turn TeamWnJ into a company, and I need to be the CEO of the company, or I need someone else to. For a different video. That's for a different video. Hold up, real quick. Welcome, Burke Arts, to my live stream. What's going on, man? I know you just went over from the FMR Animate video. So I just want to give a brief explanation of what's actually happening in the stream right now for you. Right now, my character right here is Levaslier. He's going to be in my web series, Levaslier. But, as you can see, though this uses the FMR Animate RIG, he's not actually a human. So the lip syncing for him is a bit different in terms of technically what I'm doing, how I'm moving these things around. That's different than what you would expect from these guys, right? These are actual humans. A second thing, the FMR Animate's auto lip sync should not be used for your primary subjects, right? The FMR Animate automatic lip sync is when you have a bunch of people in a crowd and you want them all to look like they're talking and say stuff. That's when you give them the automatic lip sync, because what that lip sync does is it calculates the waveform of your audio. So it looks at how much you speak, or what, like if I did that sound and it was in the audio, your character would move your mouth. Like he would move his mouth. That's not supposed to happen. So you can't rely on the automatic lip sync entirely. That being said, though, I am going to continue lip syncing. You can see this still relates to you. Even though this isn't a human, it still relates to you because of the process that I'm doing. Like how I'm animating the lip sync, like exactly what I'm doing. That all relates. Anyway, back to the CEO thing. A company cannot run without a CEO. I need to step up as a CEO position or get someone else to do CEO for me. That's a different topic for another video. But there are two methods of running or being a leader. Keep in mind I'm saying leader, right? There's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. I think there's a really good picture of a big boulder being lifted up by a bunch of peasants and a guy sitting on top of the boulder. That's the boss, right? He rides off of other people's work. The leader is leading everyone, and he's also pulling the rock. He's pulling his load as well. And they all work together as a team. And that's how a leader functions. And that's what I'm trying to build as well. Not just for TeamWnJ, but for the entirety of the Minecraft animation community. I've just noticed that we've got a huge amount of live stream audience right now. We're at 8. This is double of my previous amount. That's great. Well, 7 now. If anyone's in the live stream, it'd be great to see who you guys are. Let's start commenting in the chat. I'd love to start some discussions just to know what you guys are doing, and so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer them on the fly. Anyway, back to the leadership thing. I think I'm done with what I wanted to say. Leaders and bosses are very different. You ideally want to be a leader to lead your company to success, not ride on the success of others to reach success. Anything else you guys want to add on to that?
Well, not that.
Back to the original topic.
I'm just thinking if why being an animator involves knowing more than animation is necessary applying to everyone, because usually animator just animates, and director is the one to interact with the actors to
That's true to an
take
extent.
the role, right?
That's true to an extent. Here's what it's like to be an editor, right? I think Eric right now has experience editing as well. I think it's your first time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I can speak to him about this.
Yeah.
I am a professional editor, and I'm very good at editing. Like, I don't need to say that, right? I'm damn good at editing. When I step inside the editing studio, and the director's there, the director most of the time understands how good I am, and he goes, here's the footage, here's how we'll lay it out, go do it, walks out. Okay. A director that doesn't understand my skills will sit with me the entire time and go be like, oh, move that there, move that there, move that there. That's not your job. That's not your job to sit there and tell me what to edit. I am the editor. I have the creative. I am the editor. I'm a storyteller and an editor, right? Editors are all storytellers. They're not just technicians. I hold creative power over what stays in the cut and what doesn't. I don't care if you spent 5 hours filming one shot if it's not necessary to making the project better. Like, you shouldn't be sitting in the room with me telling me what I'm doing, because I'm the editor. That being said, if you do tell me what to do, if you do say, move that 2 frames back, it'll look better, I'm not going to say no, because you're the director, and I'm an editor, okay? I'm going to do it anyway. Why? That does 2 things, alright? And it's always a positive result. It does 2 things. 1, it shows, you're wrong, I'm right. Listen to me, shut up. 2, if it does work, good, because the project's even better now. So, like, either way, I care about the project more than the result, right? Where your question comes in is why animators have creative control and if animators only animate. No, as an editor, I'm not quote unquote only editing. I'm editing to tell the story of the not the animation. I'm editing to tell the story of whatever I'm editing. My job is to tell the story, not just to put videos together. A very noob, amateur, technical level animator, or animator or editor, that's what they do. Okay, they move the things into place and they just do the 1, 2, 3, 4s. I'm not that. I am a creative storyteller, and my role as an editor involves creative storytelling. That's what I want to see in my animators as well. That brings out the life of an animation. It's not just moving one thing here, moving one thing there. It's like telling an actor, right? An actor's job is to act, right? That's not all they do. An actor's job isn't to act out the character. They have to become the character. They have to think like the character. They have to really absorb the character and really be one with the character to truly bring out the character. It's not just about pretending to be the character. It's about becoming the character. So there's a lot more deeper stuff than just what the name implies. A director doesn't just direct. A director has to really understand the core of the story, you know? So, yeah, that's how that relates.
Yeah.
That kind of goes back to the first question, which is learning to be a director working with the voice actors. And it's like how you said, like, actors need to become the character. And that's why directors usually paint out or give backstories of these characters.
Yeah, for sure.
To help them become the character even better. And it's just like it's one of the ways to go to talk to an actor instead of, can you act this way? Can you do it this way? Like that. Because, like, if you do that, like, the actors probably won't work with this company or you ever again.
Here's the thing. Actors also have creative freedom. Actors aren't just, like, people that read scripts and do what they want. No. If I told you two who Arkosh was, and I told the actor of Arkosh who Arkosh was, and I told my mom who Arkosh was, everyone gets a different interpretation of who Arkosh is. Therefore, everyone acts out Arkosh differently. The actor's job is to act like Arkosh well, or better than anyone else can, or, you know, give either an accurate representation of who Arkosh is for the director, or an even better representation of Arkosh, right? If you fall below, or if you're not, if you're just acting bad, like you're not actually acting, you're not a good actor, right? Or so that's just bad acting. But if you don't hit what the director's expectations are, sometimes that's still okay if you can do a better job than what he expects. So if someone came up to me after I described Arkosh as this really confident, burly man, and started doing a really feminine, soft voice, but it worked for whatever reason, even better. And that's because I'm able to let go of the wantingness of seeing everything my way as a director. As a director, things never go your way. This is true for acting. This is true for acting. This is true for animation. This is true for film. This is true for games. This is true for anything where you have to do a role as a director. You never get 100% of what you want. Even I'm the editor of my own projects, a lot of the times, I don't get 100% of what I want from me either, and that sucks. But that's just the reality of it. Like, I want to push myself 100%. I'm pushing myself 100%. I just can't do something sometimes. And I just have to live with it. And once you have the experience of not being able to achieve what you want, nobody ever gives you what you want. So it's like, okay, whatever. Just give me, I don't care if you don't give me what I want. Give me something better or give me something good. It's all for the story. Nobody cares about you. Everyone cares about the story. So we're looking at the story. That's what matters.
The sun will set for Lazuria the same way.
Oh, dear Lord. Let me do a plug.
Right, you want to move on to organize. What?
I'm going to do a plug for my Discord real quick. Everyone in the live stream, we have a Discord channel that you guys can join into. It's a public Discord server. Let me generate the link for you guys. It's in the description. If everyone's on desktop, you can search the description for it. Y'all welcome to join. We just chill in there every now and then. You can also get updates when I upload new videos or request new videos directly from me. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can 1v1 me as well. Not 1v1, one-on-one me. Don't fight me, please. Cool. Here's this a short plug.
We can see you try, by the way, but yeah.
You can see me what?
They could try.
Yeah, you can try to 1v1 me. I do fight choreography. Careful.
The sun will set for Lazuria the same way it sets for you.
Okay, I've got to animate an entire line right now. A good idea to pull up a script as well, just so I can have a visual reference of what's going on screen. Yeah, I typed script.google.com instead of Drive.
So you want to move on to organization and time management?
Yeah, let's do that. That I was gonna go on about university as well, because here's the thing about university. I forgot. Harry, are you in?
Yeah.
Are you technically in uni? What are you?
Does community college count as uni?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm in
Okay.
uni.
Sure. You're
Cool.
okay. Wait. Are you studying right now, or have you started school? No, you haven't. 'Cause you
Oh,
started
not
in
yet.
September,
Not yet.
no? September 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to clear that out of the way. Okay. Never mind. So
Yep.
Eric and I are in university. We're in the same university. For anyone in the live stream doesn't know.
Yes.
But I'm ahead of him by like a semester. Eric, what would you say your primary role is in film, or in film?
Primary role. Give me a second.
You're in Tri-4, man. Make up your mind.
Primary role. I don't have one. Like, I'm
Let me
trying to be
rephrase
an
that.
all-rounder.
What role do you like being the most?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Like, I enjoy them equally.
Okay.
Cool. By Tri-4, you should really begin to narrow down. You know what? Here, let me put it this way. I've got a project I want you to work on. What role do you choose?
First AD.
First AD. Okay, there you go. Let's say first AD is your primary role.
Okay.
And you have, before you went to university, you had no experience being a first AD, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay, so you learned a lot from university. That's cool.
Right.
Someone like me, who has years of experience editing and doing visual effects and motion graphics and animation before heading into university has a completely different result, like an outcome of learning result from going to university. While I think for Eric, it's a lot more beneficial because you've learned a lot more. For me,
Yes.
I've learned a lot of skills for directing, cinematography, and all that stuff. That's really useful. Like, it really reflects in my work. If you look at my animation work so far, I've really bumped up those camera skills just by watching other people do camera stuff, and I've gotten into good contact with lots of directors. I've watched how they work and whatnot, so that's really cool. But how much editing, how much visual effects, and how much animation have I learned? Not much. Let me get animation out of the way, because there's a separate course for animation. I'm not doing the animation course, so let's exclude that. How much editing and how much visual effects have I learned? Really? How about 0? That's a very good estimate. The only stuff that I've learned in terms of technical editing about, how I should cut one thing to another and stick them together, that's very basic stuff that I've already spent years practicing. What I did learn from university is organization and time management. What university does for me, and I think, Eric, you can relate to this as well. There are days that you don't want to show up to school, right? But you force yourself to anyway.
It's not necessarily I don't want to go to school. It's I have to go to school.
Exactly. You have to show up to school because there's always there's an infinite amount of reasons. The reason I go to school is because school fees are expensive and I don't want to waste my money. So I go because of financial reasons, because I don't want to waste money. I can see
That's
that.
also my reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know other people want to go to school because they don't want to miss out on learning. There are other people who want to go to school to not let down the team, to not miss out on a day of work, to see their friends, right? Stuff like that. And those sources of motivation keep you going, and even when you don't want to go, you still find a reason to go, and you still have to show up. That's one of the biggest things that you learn from uni, is just showing up even when you don't want to show up, and just forcing yourself to go because you have to go, right? Like money is on the line. I think money is probably the most realist problem that most people can relate with, especially when you get out in the field and work. Everything's about money now. You don't want to waste money.
Pretty much.
You don't show up to work, you lose $200. Yeah, you were pissed drunk last night. Well, too bad. Show up to work, you gotta get those $200. Who's gonna pay for the alcohol that got you pissed drunk in the first place, right? Like, money, really important. Money is a drive for you to show up. I think university really reflects that. You gotta show up. Organization. This relates back to editing a tad bit. I don't know if you guys can see. You guys are looking at my Premiere screen. Everything I have here is very, very organized. I keep everything in bins and folders. This is what I learned from university, because I realized how important organizing everything is. Because everything is organized into their own folder, I can very easily find everything that I want. And that is
You
not
got
being
organized.
used
You
well.
got more organized from uni.
I got more organized from uni, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I have to.
Okay,
Okay.
fair
So
enough.
technically, technical skills. Yeah, I learned how to make folders by pressing this button and putting stuff in the folders. Whoa, amazing! And I also learned the name of the folders. I don't call it a folder. I call it a bin. I don't call my clips anymore. I call them brushes because that's what they are, right? So terminology, yeah, I learned that. Organization in terms of technical skill, sure, I learned that. Editing, this
Debatable.
school is so outdated. They still primarily teach you Avid Media Composer, which is the industry standard video editor, not Premiere Pro, strangely enough. And they teach you this really old style of editing where you have to set an in point and an out point, then click some button to extract or remove the thing, when in reality I can hit 2 buttons on my keyboard and do the exact same thing. It's very outdated, it's very slow, very tedious, and it makes editing not very fun. And thus, in my school, you don't see many editors, you don't see many visual effects artists, because they think that the job is very tedious. When in reality, had they taught it to be more fun, had they showed some more skill in it, had they gone through stuff faster, I think people would enjoy editing a lot more. I think we'd see a lot more editors, just because the edit room is where the film is made. There is no film with no editor. That's just a whole bunch of random clips, you know. So
I
organization
think people don't
and
realize how like
Hmm?
important. I think people don't realize how important
Oh yeah,
the role of editing is.
and yeah. First of all, people don't realize how important the role of editor is, even in the industry. And what's even bigger is, remember how you said, doesn't the animator only animate? A lot of people think that the editor's job is to only edit. They think that I sit down in the room and the director sits behind me and he tells me to cut here, cut there, and I just press the buttons. That's foolish.
No.
The editor does so much more than that, right? I am
Yeah.
responsible. Like if you shoot 6 clips, 6 rushes, okay? You shoot
Right.
one actor, same scene, 6 times. As an editor, I hold the creative control, choosing which one I like the most. The director holds control over my decision. So if I say I like C, but they like D, right? I know C will work, but I'll use D anyway. I'll show you that D doesn't work, and they go, oh, okay. And then I'll move C in. That's what happens 90% of the time. That, or I go, I like A, B, and C. Director, pick and choose one for me. Thank you. And I'll use that. That's my job. I hold the creative control choosing what clips I want to use. And I don't have to tell the director that I chose C. I just use it. And then they look at it, they go, hey, something's wrong with that. Can you change that? I go, okay, yeah, here, I change it. I go, oh, that's worse. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's part of my job. But I hold the creative control over choosing what I use. There's, the editor role is not pressing buttons. It's creative storytelling. That's what it really is.
The sun will set
And
for
like,
Azure
the
the same way
in a way,
it
it's just
sets
like
for you.
editing is like how you pick the scenes. For example, like in the production, like when you shoot, like they print out this shot out of this scene, and they think it's perfect, and that's where like you assemble it as how like the director wants the printed ones first, but then later on you will realize that the other shots they have done are just as good or even better, and that's where the editor comes in, and just like reiterating what Julian said, they make it better.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, that's
as
why
an
people
editor, don't have. It's weird for it's really weird for me to say this, but trust me on this one, you're not 100% right. Like, it's weird for me to say I'm not 100% right because so far I have not been wrong, like in any of my editing work. But I know that I'm not 100% right. I know that there's a chance for me to make a mistake. I know there's a chance for the director to see something better than me, and that's why I always try, because I put the project in front of me owning the director. Me owning the director, nobody cares about that. Whether the film is good, everybody cares about that. No, wait, Harry, you're about to say something. What are you gonna say?
Uh, that's why like people don't realize like one reason why people don't see editor as important is because they think that editor just compiles the film the clips together. Like literally, there's a guy saying like a recut of an anime show as a movie is called he calls it a compilation. It shows how like it shows what people see like editing is just compilation of clips.
No. Yeah. That's a very blunt way of putting it. No, definitely shortening a movie, shortening a whole series into a movie takes a lot of skill. It does take a lot of skill, and you need a good editor to do that.
It does.
Because you need to keep all the core themes, all the core messages intact as much as possible. You're going to lose stuff. That's
Exactly.
inevitable because you're shortening stuff. Like,
Exactly.
that is inevitable. You cannot compare a series to a single movie.
Yes.
It's whether I think you have to compare if you're going to do a comparison. I hate doing comparisons because that's not right. I can't compare a book to a movie because they're two different mediums. But if you were going to do a comparison of a TV show to a movie, right? What you're going to have to compare is the core essence of whether whether or not it's still there, like the core essence of the movie. If
Right.
if say for example, what's a good example? Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell, the movie anime versus the movie real life. Okay, don't compare these two because they're two completely different mediums, right? One's an anime, one's an animation, one's a live action. Okay, you compare them. You say whether the movie is good or not just based on the movie itself. Don't compare it to the anime.
Yes. Exactly.
If you were doing a comparison though, you would realize that what Ghost in the Shell live action does badly is that it doesn't capture how beautiful the city is correctly. It shows how beautiful the city is visually and abstractly, using all the amazing visual effects and all the nice buildings and whatnot. As a visual effects artist myself, I love looking at that. That looks gorgeous to me. It's beautiful. I love it so much. But in Ghost in the Shell, the anime, what they did was they showed the city always, consistently, every single time on ground level.
Yeah.
Because that's where the camera is and that's where everyone else sees. When they look up at the buildings and whatnot, that's what they see. In the live action, camera flies around everywhere. It just shoots around. While that's beautiful and all, it doesn't hold the same symbolism and meaning as seeing everything from a ground perspective. When you see everything from ground perspective and you look up, all the buildings, they tower over you and they hold control over you, right? When you see everything from a sky and top-down view, yeah, it looks all good and stuff, but like, what's the symbolism there? None, right?
Yeah, it's just aesthetics.
Yeah. Doing that comparison, if you do a comparison there, then you can say, then it loses its core essence. It loses its meaning. It doesn't say the same message as it's supposed to say. But instead of doing a comparison, if you just looked at the movie itself and you looked at the movie and why they did that in the movie, then you could probably draw a different conclusion from that. And I think that's a more fair way to judge movies in anime or like medium, like any sort of medium.
Yes. I think that's a very neutral and fair way to actually judge it.
It's like saying, this is a really bad example, but it's almost like saying, oh, I don't like this book. I like the movie more because there are more pictures. It's almost like saying that. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right. So why don't you just say I like movies more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But then,
no.
like,
That's
you-
not,
you have
the,
these
the
po-
point is you're saying you don't like a book because there's not enough pictures. Like, it's a book. What do you mean?
It's like saying you don't like movies because there's too much thing to see.
Yeah, you don't like movies because it moves too much.
But like the thing is that like there are parties, like for example, we obviously need to know that when we compare stuff like of the same series, it's like they have live action fans or the animation fans. But then you have this third party and it's just like the general consensus, and it's like we shouldn't compare these two as like two entities, but like compare it as a whole,
Yeah.
or like
That's
another entity where it's like just don't compare it at all. Just
Enjoy the thing.
just enjoy what you like. It's either the live action or the animation.
Yeah.
So like there's 4 in total. Like the fourth one is a bit iffy, but like just
The
3
fourth one
main
actually
ones.
isn't too iffy if you take my look at it. Because I've been thinking about this for a while. There are film critics out there that I really like and agree with. And then, even though I like them, they sometimes give this really questionable rating on a movie that's really bad or good. Either way, these critics, they give a review on the movie from a professional film critic point of view. They always, every single time, leave out the most important factor of any sort of medium: entertainment. Well, how often do you see a score of how entertaining something is? Not very.
There isn't.
Because it's
Not very.
it's very subjective, but people don't care because all critics' opinions are also subjective, right? But the entertainment value of something is quite important. It's quite important. If I pay $50 to watch the Sword Art Online movie, even though the movie's a piece of shit, I was highly entertained. It was worth my money because I was entertained. You know? And I think people
You know
care
what's a
about
great
that.
example for that?
What?
Yeah.
Keep going.
The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah.
The critics gave really high ratings for it. The audience didn't.
Yeah. I don't
So
watch Star
people
Wars, so I don't
really
know too
didn't
much.
enjoy it. Yeah.
But
Wait.
I like looking at Rotten Tomatoes user reviews rather than Rotten Tomato reviews. Because
Yeah.
user reviews, they don't bother looking into the symbolism or whatnot. I hope they don't. They just look at, hey, was the movie fun? Was the movie enjoyable? And they rate it based on that. I really appreciate that. Just because you get to see a more real number. Most people don't care about the symbolism and all the deep meaning behind stuff. That doesn't mean don't put deep meaning behind stuff. That just means most people won't see it, but you want people to see it, right?
Yeah.
And the people who do see it need to also see an entertainment value that I think everyone's kind of leaving out.
Yeah, people often see like symbolism and shit these days. They don't think about is it enjoyable to like watch this?
Thing as well is
Right.
that in film school, they don't like you thinking that way. They think everything has to be deep and symbolic and have meaning. No, not everything. That's not a reflection of life. Like, if I have a conversation with Harry about the fattest French fries, that is not symbolic of anything. We're just hungry.
That's symbolic.
We're just hungry. We just want to have a conversation on food, right? Not everything.
It's like the curtain
Not
is moving.
everything that we talk about has to have a deep meaning and symbolism. Like
Yeah.
people just banter. If your characters have banter in your world, just talking about random BS, right? You could force some symbolism in there, sure, or they could just have some random BS. They're just having a conversation as you do. There's no need for the symbolism there. They're just talking. That's what people do.
Right.
It's relatable.
It's like the curtain is blue thing.
No, see, here's the thing. The curtain is blue.
Yeah.
The author wrote that on purpose. How do you know? Because they specified the color. Why else would they specify the color? Why else would they specify the curtain? Why wouldn't they just write she sat? If anyone who doesn't know what the curtain is blue is, there's this quote that goes, my English teacher. The curtain the original quote is a girl sat next to a blue curtain or something like that. The English teacher looks at that and goes, the curtain is blue because it represents her moral sadness, and blue is the color of slow, somber calmness, blah, 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 blah. And then underneath that, it says what the author actually meant. The fucking curtains are blue. That's what it says, right? I share that meme because I find it funny. Because a lot of times people like overlook things, and that's what they sound like.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay?
I misunderstood that.
But in reality, if an author writes, she sits next to a blue curtain, the author has written blue curtain for a reason. He did not need to bring out blue curtain. He did not need to bring out blue. He did not need to bring out curtain. He put that there for a reason. That's plain and obvious, right? The author could have just written, she sat and read a book. That still gets the same meaning across, but that gives you a different interpretation now. Like, you don't see that as visually, and you don't get as much meaning.
Yeah, I forgot. In books.
Not even in
purpose to
books.
every line.
Not even in books. I've shown this shot before. If you
Actually, yeah.
even exactly in what I'm animating right now, I'm gonna do a director's breakdown of everything that happens in this prologue, because the symbolism and the shots that I'm using, they mean a lot. Like, I'm not just moving the camera around everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
I positioned that Herobrine glass behind Arkosh and on top of him for a reason. Like, that's not just... What?
Have we talked about Sorry?
No, I got really confused. Sorry, come again now?
Oh, okay. Have we talked about developing communication skills to promote your work?
I think I touched a bit about that because I mentioned that I have to... I'm not sure if you were in the stream, but I have to now step outside the boundaries of what I'm comfortable with and go to some social meetings to promote my work there.
Actually, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did go through that a bit.
And
Slightly.
so I don't know how much I can talk about that because I really don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm
True.
just every time I think about social situations where I have to talk about myself, it's not that I'm scared. I just get uncomfortable because I would rather not. But the weird thing is, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, Julian, here's 100 people. Everyone has $100. Convince them to pay you $100 each, with your project." I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna fucking do it. Like I'll be if there was a room of people, I'd be the first person to stand up and do it. That being said, though, I really would rather not do it. Like that's deep inside me. I would rather sit home and animate and not face people. And so overcoming this little, I think that's the one downside of me that I have. Overcoming this, I think, is just like a little bit of good personal development for me. I've lost his neck.
That's not good.
Should have put some more context into that, but we'll move on. His head's gone. His neck's gone.
He no longer has a head.
Harry, did you end up did you end up seeing the re-edited version of the trailer, the prologue?
Oh, you re-edited?
Oh, it just hit me that I said a big spoiler earlier.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this his neck?
You finally found this broken neck.
I'm moving his neck, but his neck is not moving. Yeah, you have to be an animator to understand. Like, if you, I imagine somebody's playing this on their speakers, and someone else just heard me say, "I'm moving his neck, but his neck's not moving." Like everyone's just staring. I'm like, what? What?
Huh? What happened?
Ah, so you're that type of special. I need to double check that this is his neck.
Yep.
That's not his neck. I'm really disappointed.
So characters have necks.
Huh?
I didn't realize. So characters have necks. I didn't realize that.
The neck is just the controller. Like, there's a box. There's a plate around the bottom of the head.
This one.
That's
Okay.
the neck. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like an actual like lung. I mean,
Yeah, I
lung
thought
thing.
it was an actual fucking neck. I was like, oh wow, you have that? That's nice.
Dude,
You could
imagine
actually
Minecraft
put that.
characters with necks. Eee.
Well, not ye. It's just like it's. Just
No,
a
you'd
little
have
bit
to
more cut.
deform their head as well, because right now their head is like absurdly oversized.
Not really. You can just. I have an idea for a neck. Now that you've talked about
You
it.
say neck really weirdly.
Just.
You said make.
Okay. No, it's like. Okay, when you look up at Minecraft, like in Minecraft, there's nothing connecting between your head and your body, right?
Yeah.
So you have a bit of something connecting that. Like.
Yeah, but that would look like a bobblehead.
exactly.
Like, you know, you put on those cars that just go like, those things. I like how my sound for
yeah,
bobblehead
sure.
is just,
Okay, yeah, sure. It may look like a bobblehead, but it's still a neck, right?
The way you say neck is so funny. What the fuck? You're just like, there's a little bit of thing connecting it, so it's a neck. In Australia, there's this saying like, "Oh, he fucking necked him," and that's like what you're saying.
He fucking necked it. Oh.
I found the neck. For real.
The sun. The sun.
Andre goes angry neck. Imagine. I'm wondering how we could change the art style. If like, let's say in the future, we want to move away from using the Minecraft models and use some more like a different art style model. I'm wondering what it would change to look like. I still want to keep.
I mean, it's either I feel like it's either Minecraft or realism.
Is there a space in between?
Are you talking about Mario?
What do you mean am I talking about?
That's kind of that's kind of in
true.
between.
True, like the 3D Marios? Yeah, true.
Yeah. So you have a character that's like, no, like, you have a you have a character that's not really realistic.
It's going to be stylized. It's going to be stylized because you can't make Levaslier realistic because our slime is the main character. You cannot make a realistic slime character. That's it. You could. It'd be disgusting.
Well, you could. It'd be disgusting.
Yeah. The way Arcduck and Arkosh are right now, I think they look pretty cool. If I made merch with them on it, I think people would buy it. I'd buy it for sure because that looks pretty cool. But if I made like a slime in real life,
that's no.
Yeah.
No one. Probably no one would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you'd end up buying? You'd buy you know those what? Like keyboard cleaners. You just print out the Arcduck face on it with the slime intensifies face, and you use that to clean your keyboard.
One day that will be a thing.
I will make that merch.
We will make that a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that merch.
Yeah, I've been thinking about a real life slime. By the way,
I've thought about it several times too. Because I'm just like, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because like, here's the thing: the rest of the characters, if you could pull it off properly, it would be really cool. Because the rest of the characters, you can turn them into humans and they look perfectly fine. Because I've drawn them like. People in the live stream don't know this, but when I draw my characters, I draw them in real life first, like what they would look like realistically, and then I turn them into Minecraft characters afterwards. So I know everyone would work in real life. It's just the slimes that I can't figure out how I would do in real life. The slimes, when I drew them,
they probably would look horrifying.
Yeah, they would look horrifying.
They probably
you'd have to do it very stylized, or they would have to retain their blockiness.
Is there any like real life depictions of slime that actually looks good?
What do you mean by good? Because because the fucking Nightmare Freddy from FNAF looks good, but you don't want that.
Okay, I'm talking about like it doesn't haunt you in your dreams. Let's say that.
Well, bad drawings can also haunt you in your dreams. Dude, I saw this little kid's drawing. Yeah. So the kids draw. Hey, what's up, Bam? Bam's in the live stream. What's going on? We're talking about funny stories right now. In this kid's drawing, he drew it for primary school. Drew his family. Drew his mom, his dad, and then like a white figure with bleeding eyes and like black holes as bleeding mouth and black holes as eyes. Drew an arrow pointing into that. Other mom. What? What is that?
Wow.
You think that gives you nightmares now?
I think that's one of those like creepypastas. Okay.
I don't think it is. Like,
I think it's just a basic camp horror story. It's just like flashlight to the face. It's just like. What?
I think some kid just doesn't know how to draw but needs to learn how to draw. It's okay. To be fair, if you teach him how to draw and he draws that thing realistically, I don't want to see that either. Okay, fair enough.
Wait. When you said the other mom, that's very questioning.
No, the fact that the other mom is some white figure floating with black holes as eyes and a bleeding mouth. I'm not bleeding, like pouring out blood. This kid's
Yeah, I think you're
6.
talking about one of those kids that can like Esper. Fucking.
What? Black-eyed children? That's a creepypasta.
No, you're talking about. I feel like you're talking about one of those kids that can see like dead people.
Oh, the fucking Sixth Sense. Yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
To be fair, there are a lot of stories of kids seeing ghosts because, like,
Exactly.
there's a folklore going around that kids can see a lot more than adults can, just like how animals can see a lot more than humans can. I don't know. I like to believe it, but I'm a huge skeptic. I like believing it just because it adds more fun into my life. Like knowing that there could potentially be demons and ghosts haunting me. That's kind of fun, but it's like scientifically questionable.
Yeah, imagine a ghost just sucking a dick in the middle of the night and you don't even know it.
How did it get to that? How? That's not what ghosts do. They suck your
They have
soul.
their own ghostly things to do.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Dambiki? Welcome to the live stream. Would love to hear what you guys are up to right now. Would love to hear some questions, get some conversations going as well. These live streams are really based off of you guys. It's not about me showing off my skills. It's about me getting to know my community. So, you know, let me know what you guys are up to. Feel free to shoot some questions my way. I'll try to answer them on the spot. Enough about ghosts, please. Keep this safe for work. What is the title of this live stream? I've never. Okay. Someone joined in.
Minecraft animation live stream, Levaslier production.
Yeah, because like I thought of a more unique title to tell a story, but I was like, I got nothing going on this week. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Chill. Yeah. Animations are going good, so.
Just...
You're new to this channel. Welcome. If you don't know already, I do live streams every Thursday just to catch up with my community, and so you guys can see the progress of Levaslier. This is my web series. Yeah, this is what I'm focusing most of my time on. But I'm also here to teach you guys how to animate and, you know, enhance all your animation skills. Just try to tell your stories a bit better. So I do tutorials on Monday as well. And sometimes I just do some commentary on the stuff that's going on in life and in the Minecraft community or animation community on Wednesday. Ragecrafters Studios says, "Wow, I just solved a ghost cube." Don't know what that... I'm gonna Google ghost cube.
What is a ghost cube?
A cube. Oh, it's like a Rubik's Cube, but like for intellectuals. It's it's a Rubik's Cube, but for people who have too much time on their hands. No, you know what? Let me make a ghost cube.
Rubik's Cube has too much time in their hands, anyways.
I'm gonna make a ghost cube in Cinema 4D right now. Anyone watching the stream, come watch me do this. I'm gonna make it in 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, like a minute, right? Watch this. I'm gonna. Come on. I like how I unintentionally did the Dee Dee from what's that game? I almost said Ghost in the Shell. I meant
Dee Dee.
Nah, Dee Dee from Five Nights. Hey, I see Kana Ayala in the chat. Hey, welcome. What's going on, guys? Would love to hear what you guys are up to. Shoot me some questions, like literally anything. I'm gonna just look for any sort of discussion that we can go on to. Alright, so let's make this ghost cube. How do we do this? We're gonna do an offset fragment of 5 with the Voronoi. Not that's too big. 2. That's too small. 3. Invert. Hull only. Thickness of 10. True, you have too much time on your hands. Well, yeah, to be fair, we all have a bit too much time on our hands. I animate Minecraft for a living, or I'm trying to, so that says how much time I have on my hands.
People who play Rubik's Cube genuinely has way too much time in their hands anyways.
There we go. I made a ghost cube. How do you like this? Actually, is this supposed to be inverted?
Roblox.
Hold on. I think it's supposed to be inverted.
Yeah,
I made it
Roblox.
wrong. Hold on. Let me grab a bool.
Hey mate, you have Roblox? MP key.
Do I have Roblox? No, I don't have Roblox. I've played Roblox several times with my friends' computers, but no, I don't have Roblox. No.
Do you want to play Roblox then?
Not really, because I don't have... Look, here's the thing, guys. I don't... Like, y'all see me doing Minecraft a lot. I don't play Minecraft a lot, because the only reason I'm playing Minecraft is to get Levaslier done. Like, Levaslier is my priority. I'm an animator. I'm a film editor, I'm a visual effects artist. Like, playing Minecraft, I don't have a lot of time to play Minecraft. Like, I can't spend my time doing that. I just don't... I can't. Like... So, no, I don't play much games nowadays anyway. Like, playing Minecraft? No. Like, I log on to Minecraft, I'm just not playing.
Yeah, I don't think working on Levaslier really counts as playing.
No, because I'm working. Like, I'm downright working.
Yeah. Yeah, we are working, yeah.
Like, occasionally we goof off, but it's, like, most of the time I'm working.
I don't... Yeah. Even when we goof off in Minecraft these days, it's less so playing the game, right?
What now?
Even when we goof off in Minecraft, it's less so in a sense of playing the game.
What does that mean?
Right. Say we make like fucking lost memes or funny looking statues.
Funny looking statues, okay.
Yes. Or
I wonder what that could mean.
or 譚仔牛肉麵.
Alright, here you go. Here's your ghost cube.
Yeah.
I've done it. It took me a lot longer than I expected because I messed up, but you know what? This is actually a really cool effect. I actually really like this effect. It looks like it could be used for like molten lava or something. Almost.
I was thinking of cobble. What was that one cobble called?
Huh? Magma.
The green cobble.
Green cobble.
I forgot.
Fuck. Don't know what you're talking about.
Moss.
Yeah, I guess, but like
Kind of.
the green is just green. I mean, I didn't set the green to anything.
Yeah, not that much. Not that much.
Not that Mitch. Amazing.
Much.
That's pretty good, actually. I like. Yeah, I mean, look. To be fair, I'm not putting any effort into this. If I was actually trying to make a ghost cube, I would put a lot more effort into it. This is just me mucking around. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll give it some actual texture so you can.
Speaking of which, you should actually get back to doing the scene.
I should. Let me just retexture some of this stuff.
And then moving on to finishing up the city. Or maybe not, because you're closing into 12.
Yeah, I am closing up to 12. That's true.
Yeah. Actually, you're like 5 minutes.
Oh, damn. It's 5 minutes till 12. Ah, shit. Yeah. Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to have to wrap up the stream now because I've got stuff to do tomorrow and life is very mean to me. So, I'm going to stop complaining. Let me grab all my documents, save everything. Cool. Okay. Alright, cool. So, for anybody who's new, I make animation tutorials every Monday, special content on Wednesday, and live streams on Thursday. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified. I'm a YouTuber who's trying to make influence... I'm a YouTuber who's trying to influence and change Minecraft animations for the better while working on my own animated series, Levaslier. If you want to join my community of survivalists, the doors to our Discord channel is always open. You can check the description or scroll up on the chat for more details. And if you're interested in supporting us, we also do have a Patreon setup. Patreon is a platform that allows you to pledge an amount that you choose every month. This isn't a one-sided donation, however, as Patreon supporters will get cool rewards like behind-the-scenes footage, my directors and technical crew commentary, early access to new episodes, exclusive renders, and even one-on-one sessions with me. So if you'd like to support us via Patreon, you can check us out on patreon.com/TeamWnJ. That's patreon.com/TeamWnJ. And with that said and done, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Alright, thanks y'all for coming. See you. Cheers. Cheers.